Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video. And in this video, we're talking about the cards that we currently have in the collections that are most likely to tank in value in the coming weeks. Now, you guys probably know we've been getting a lot, and I mean a lot of content in 2K lately. I mean, we've got what, Spotlight Sims basically every week since the NBA shut down. We got these new fan favorites. We're getting Prime series left and right. Like we got the Ben Simmons. Now we have Luka. I think there was one that might have been in between there as well. Oh yeah, Oscar Robertson as well. We got the Campus Legends. Everything is flying through. We might even see a new Flash pack this week. Who knows? And with all of this content that is coming, it means a lot of these cards that we had before these packs came out are probably going to start losing their value a little bit just by happenstance of the new content that is coming out. For example, just look back at some of the old cards that we used to think were amazing and some of the best cards in the game. They really just are cheap now. Like this Magic Johnson used to be like 300, 400k, and now he's barely passing above 100k. Same with this Anthony Davis. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the cards that you should sell now, because I think that their prices are going to be going down as time comes out. First, as a general scope of these Spotlight Sim cards, I know that there's not really too many that have a significant amount of value, and for most of these, I'm only going to be talking about cards above 100k. But with more Spotlight Sim cards coming out, I could expect a Spotlight Sims Super Packs to be coming out, and then that would probably tank a lot of these cards' values. Really the only ones that I go for a lot are Donovan Mitchell, John Morant, I think maybe the Tyler Hero, but not too many of these cards go for a lot. But just expect that some of these cards are probably going to get cheaper, and maybe if there's one that you want in the coming weeks, I think that eventually the price will go down. The next one that I want to talk about are these Prime Series cards. First being this Luka Doncic, as his price has already tanked below, well, it was around 350k the last 2 days, and it's actually starting to go closer to 300k, which is good because I want to pick them up. But what happens every single time with these Prime Series cards is they release a super pack. Last time, I'll go through what happened. We got Kevin Durant, then we got Kristaps Porzingis, then D Wade, I'm pretty sure, or first base, but whatever. D Wade, Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Durant. Those three were out. And then we got super packs, and then Ben Simmons came out, and these guys' prices tanked. Like D Wade, barely above 100k, and he was like 180. Kristaps, barely above 100k, and he was like a 200 to 300k. So it's probably going to happen with Series 3. I don't know what's going to happen, because usually they do the 4th, and then for the 5th, like in between the 4th card, the day before the 5th card drops for these Prime Series packs, they drop super packs. That's usually what happens. But this time with Series 2, Ben Simmons came out, so they dropped it before Ben Simmons dropped. So at least when this 3rd one comes out, whatever it is, that's when I think you should sell some of these cards, because I know when those super packs come out, the value is going to tank for some of these. And with that, these Prime VIP Series 3 cards will tank in price as well. So just beware of that. These are some cards that usually will drop in value. Like there's not a lot of these cards that really go for a lot, because super packs come out and just tank the prices. And it's honestly for the best for the budget players. I mean, obviously you get some pretty cheap cards, so it's really not too bad. The next set of cards that I think are going to be going for cheap are these buzzer beaters. Obviously, as time goes on, these buzzer beater Galaxy Opals are going to look worse and worse. And the only card that I really think, actually there's 2 cards I think out of all the Opals that oh wait, I forgot about Kareem. So there's 3 cards out of these that I think are good. Jamal Crawford, Larry Bird, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Larry Bird, I think, has a solid 3rd in this. Kareem and Jamal, I think, are the top 2. But Larry Bird is still nice. So those are the 3 cards I think in buzzer beaters that will hold value. Steph Curry, I don't think he's worth that. He's going to tank. Patrick Ewing, a lot of people aren't really feeling him, so he's going to tank. Kyrie, we already have Trae Young, who has gone down in value, who is here. We have Curry. Those are both basically the same thing. We have Jamal Crawford, who's better. So these buzzer beaters are going to eventually tank. And again, I think we could see some buzzer beater super packs coming that could tank the prices of all of these cards. But these 3, I think Larry Bird, Jamal Crawford, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are the ones that are going to stay through them. So if those were the cards you didn't want to sell, those are ones that I think you would be okay with and would get away with not selling. It's just you have to be a little bit careful with them. So, there's that. And I also want to talk about these leap year packs. Paul George, obviously we don't have a Galaxy Opal PG yet, but we all know it's inevitable and eventually it's going to happen. And when we get a upgraded version of one card, it's going to tank the price of the other card. So whenever we get this Galaxy Opal Paul George, who's probably going to be a primary small forward, maybe even play small forward shooting guard or shooting guard small forward, this power forward small forward Paul George, it's definitely going to take in price, which obviously means that it'll be a good time to buy this card, because this card is still amazing and it's still going to be great even when, you know, that other one comes out, because there really isn't a way you can make, you know, a Galaxy Opal PG too much better other than making it a small forward shooting guard in my opinion. But whenever that eventually does come out, I could see this Paul George tanking in price, and the same thing with this Tracy McGrady. I've been saying it for a little bit now, even since we got these Galaxy Opal T-Mac. I think we're going to get a PG shooting guard Tracy McGrady. I think we're going to get a PG shooting guard Galaxy Opal Tracy McGrady sometime soon, at least in April or May. I think eventually one is going to come, and whenever that PG shooting guard T-Mac comes out, this one's still going to be great, but obviously that one's going to be better because you want to run T-Mac at the point guard or the shooting guard. Like, people are going to want that card, and I can see this card dropping to like 300k, which is obviously a significant 200k price drop, but this is one that has so much value that is destined to tank eventually, and I just don't see it holding up too much. I think the last card that I'm erring on the side of price dropping is Giannis Antetokounmpo. There obviously is only two super tall PGs that I think are amazing. We have the Opal Ben Simmons and we have this Pink Diamond Giannis, but we already have the Opal Simmons, but we don't have a Galaxy Opal Giannis, and I think eventually the Galaxy Opal Giannis is going to come out and make this one just not worth it anymore. That one, whenever it comes out, who knows when it's going to be, but obviously whenever that Opal Giannis comes out, this Pink Diamond is going to tank a little bit in price. Again, maybe like 200k to about 300, because Magic is still holding, oh, I forgot we have Magic too. Magic is still holding pretty solid, I think around 400 or so K, and I think the lowest these super cheesy PGs will ever go for is like 300k. So just beware on a lot of these cards, and I'm going to be making videos or a video soon about the cards that I think are going to hold value and should increase in value, the ones that you should be okay investing in and selling off later, you know, eventually. But these are the cards that I think you guys should be cautious about, and eventually whenever the time is right, sell them. Like, if you see or have the feeling that a super pack is coming, definitely should sell, or if it's about time for something crazy to drop, I think it's time to sell some of these cards. Also, these fan favorites are going to drop, but I'm not sure they're going to do a second bout with them. And if they do, these ones are going to drop for sure. I'm just not exactly sure that this isn't a one-time thing, but we'll have to see. Like the video you guys did enjoy. Comment below any other cards you guys think I missed, or ones that maybe you think I'm wrong about. But I think these are pretty set in stone, probably going to eventually tank in price. Just be careful and be ready for that if it happens. Subscribe if you guys are new on that road to 4.9k. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.